Hello everyone, it's Maria Russell here with you today, and thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel. I am back today after a long time of not filming a video. I miss you guys so much, so I decided to film a process video today. I am going to share with you how I created this card showcasing a stamp set by Not2Shabby. This is called You're So Tweed. I placed an order at Jamie's shop a couple weeks ago, and she was so nice and sent me this stamp set, so I thought I'd share a process video with you today. I am also showcasing this Thanks Die-Namics from My Favorite Things, the Cloud Stencil also from My Favorite Things. I'm also using this really old stamp set by Lawn Fawn called Harvest Season, and I used the swirly thing here for this birdhouse. I made quite a few mistakes creating this card, so I wanted you guys to see the whole process video so that I will be able to share with you how I fix my mistake. So if you guys want to see how I created this card, then let's get started. I started out by stamping my images on some Nina Solar White cardstock. This is the 110-pound cardstock, and I am using my Misty stamping tool today to stamp the images. I'm just lining it up here, and then I am going to use this Finesse alcohol proof dye ink. This is the rustic brown color by Spectrum Noir. I have been loving this ink so much. I've been using this for quite a bit now, and I really love it because it doesn't smear the ink. And for my medium today, I will also be using my Spectrum Noir Triblend alcohol markers. I've also been using these alcohol markers for quite some time now, and I really love it because unlike Copics, this is budget friendly, and you can also bring these markers to a craft retreat, or when you're traveling you can color some images, and they are pretty inexpensive, but they are amazing. They blend like butter, and I normally color from dark to medium to light, which is what I'm doing here. I'm just blending all the colors, and it is just so simple and easy to blend. I really love this. I also recommend these markers to beginner card makers or for someone who doesn't really want to invest on Copic markers, because I know Copic markers are very expensive, but these Triblend markers are so affordable. If you actually buy the set of 24 markers, you can get by just having this set for your card making. So just to go back and explain on what I've just done there, I colored the owl using the brown gray blend, and then for the tree branch I used the earth brown blend, and for the leaves I'm using the citrus green Triblend markers. So I'm just going to color the images here using the same Triblend markers, and I'm not going to show you all of the coloring because this is pretty long. I have stamped a lot of images here, but I pretty much use the same technique from dark to medium to light, and I'm just blending the colors here and just having fun with the coloring. While I was actually doing this, I was watching some TV show on Netflix while I was coloring, which is probably why I got distracted so much creating this card and made a lot of mistakes. So for the other bird here, I'm using the citrus Triblend markers with the pale pink blend, and I really love this yellow color so far. So this is what it looks like when I finish coloring all of the images, and I'm just going to cut them out using my scan and cut machine because I don't think this stamp set came with coordinating dies. So I'm just lining this up here, and now I'm ready to cut them out using my scan and cut. So now that I have all of the images cut using my machine, I am now ready to do my background. I have an A2 size Bristol Smooth white cardstock here, and I'm just using a couple of Lawn Fawn inks and some Hero Arts. I think for the pink I use Ballet Slippers, and the yellow is called Butter, and then for the purple, that is the lilac, soft lilac color from Hero Arts. So I'm just using some inexpensive makeup brushes here. I haven't invested on the picket fence yet because I want to make sure that I like this first, and then once I am convinced that I need them for card making, then I will be investing into some good ones. I know that Tailored Expressions came out with a couple of these brushes, and I really like the medium size ones. The ones I'm using here are very small and I didn't like it as much. So now I'm just showing you how I'm cleaning my stencil. I have my stamp chamois here and it's pretty wet, so I cleaned the stencils first and then I also clean the brushes. So now for my grass hill, I will be using this Newton's Nook grass border die, and I have a bunch of like scrap cardstock that I use for card making, and I keep them inside this plastic container. So I just grabbed one of those and cut out this grass hill with the border die. And then now I'm just using my mini ink blending tool with the Mode Lawn Distress Oxide ink, and I just color that a little bit so that I can use that for my card. So I die cut another piece of the grass border die there because I thought it needed another one. So I used a pattern paper from Lawn Fawn. So here is where it started to get really bad. I wasn't paying attention on what I was doing. I was just recording here. But I was also watching some TV show on Netflix. And I was just happy adhering those images on the card. I adhered the first one using some liquid glue, which is okay. But then the next one, I adhered the branch and the owl using some foam adhesive. And at this point, I was just busy listening to the TV show, kind of looking and not paying attention to what I was doing. So first thing is I used this stamp from Lawn Fawn and I lined up the birdhouse there, and then I used my other stamping tool to stamp that squirrely bit. And then I still wasn't paying attention on what I was doing, so I just used my Finesse alcohol ink here, alcohol friendly ink here, and then I stamped that. So this is my first mistake here because I adhered the first grass hill, and then the second one I used the liquid glue, but then I noticed that it wasn't lined up properly, so I had to like fix this and re-adhere it again on my card. So this is when I fully realized the mistake I've just done. So I'm trying to figure out here while I was trying to line up the thanks with my T-square ruler. And I thought, oh no, what am I gonna do? I have to remove that. So that's where I re-adhered the grass hill, by the way. So anyway, as I was looking at this, I thought, oh no, what am I gonna do? So here is a trick. If you adhere something and instead of just giving up, try to fix it first. This is on real time here. I am just using a dental floss and trying to remove this image carefully, the owl first and then the branch. So I was using the dental floss there to just try and take the image off of my card background. And then I was carefully removing the tree branch there. Luckily, I didn't rip the paper so much because I was very careful removing the foam adhesive. So luckily, I was able to save this with all the hard work that I've done already, and I didn't give up. I just used the dental floss. So now I am lining up the Thanks Die-Namics, and I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine to die cut the word thanks. and then I am going to re-adhere the branch and the owl there using some foam adhesive again. Thankfully, I was able to save this and I didn't make a big boo-boo out of this mistake. And thank God for dental floss, because I used that to remove the images carefully on my colored background. So now I'm going to use my other stamping tool again, and the words "for owl you do," and I will be stamping that using the same Spectrum Noir alcohol proof dye ink. And this is where the other mistake happened, because I didn't check that it moved a little bit, and then I re-stamped that again. So as you can see, it's a bit off, but then thank God it wasn't so noticeable that I didn't have to cover that with a banner die or something like that. So now I'm just using some fun foam to adhere to this colored background, and I'm just using my scissors to cut off the excess so that I can add some dimension to my card. And this is where the other mistake happened. And I'm telling you, I don't know what happened. It's probably because I haven't filmed for so long and I wasn't paying so much attention. But oh my God, I made so many mistakes on this card. So as I was adhering the fun foam, I realized that I had to give it a little bit of color. So I was just lining it up here, and I'm going to use my mechanical pencil to kind of put some tick marks there so that I know where to do my coloring. I'm going to use my Distress Oxide and my mini ink blending tool. But here's where I wasn't paying attention, because I colored it without erasing the pencil marks. Thank God this wasn't noticeable as well, and it was just some light pencil marks, and when I colored it and covered it and adhered this background, it wasn't noticeable as well. So that's the other mistake. So I don't know what I was thinking on why I made so many mistakes, but thank God I was able to save this card and it turned out really cute. So there you go. I was just lining up the other negative pieces and I adhered them on my card. And then now I'm using my white gel pen to add some highlight and dots to the images. And here's when I realized that there's something missing in that corner, so I added this cute yellow bird on the corner here, and that finish up my design. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful and was able to learn from my mistakes so that you can save your card if that boo-boo happens to you. Thank you again for joining me today. The supplies I used are listed and linked below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. Thank you again for joining me. I miss you all, and I will be posting more videos soon. Have a nice day.